Welcome back, Sinner, and please do enjoy the footage of me painting. I definitely didn't forget to start recording partway through and then do it later. I will have chopped and did bits to make it a little more, well, there's a bit of time where I'm not on screen because I'm grabbing paint and trying not to knock things over. I didn't quite succeed in that entirely. I'll get to that. But the night's looking good, and maybe even today on a Sunday, I know I'm late, my apologies, recording this, I very well may do a bit more with them. We'll see. Now then, there's a reason I'm recording this later. It's quite simple. I wasn't happy with where I got to before. I wasn't happy with how things were. So, a big one for me was, well, I guess I found it hard to talk. For the first time in a long time, I felt so burned out, I found it hard to talk. I found it hard to really discuss what I'd been doing, what I'd been feeling that week. And that should have been a sign to me that something was off, but I didn't think about it much. Then... Well then, after that, that's when things started going down a little bit. So, that weekend, so this weekend for me, last weekend for you, I suppose, by the time you're watching this, I found myself very much not okay. Partly born of frustration. I'd really dropped things, including one of my models, which thankfully I was able to put back together just fine, thank God, but still, that whole thing freaked me out a little bit, and then... Stupid, but I fucking dropped one of the wash bottles, which bothered me more than it really should have, but it was like another little mistake, and it just... My frustration got far too much for me, and I just somewhat broke it. And then I started feeling disgustingly ill. And at that point, I just sat there and thought to myself, can I give you, my audience, what you deserve? Can I give you the performance you deserve? Can I give you what you deserve? I couldn't, and I know some of you would say, hey, don't press yourself so much, but I can't give you guys something subpar. It would just... For me personally, it would just feel wrong. It would feel wrong, it would feel... It just wouldn't feel right. I couldn't do that to you, because, well, that's just not... There's a degree of quality I can control, and that is something I can control. Me being at my best, or at least at my, able to perform, is something I can control, and something that, frankly, if I'm not in a position to do, then I shouldn't do. And I'm glad that a lot of you appreciate that fact that I am going to take care of myself a bit when I need to, because at the end of the day, I simply can't do that to you. I can't. It would be wrong, it just wouldn't feel right. It would feel wrong of me to ask you to spend time with me while I'm a mess. And I wouldn't want to put myself out like that. How to put it? Image isn't something I normally bother about too much, but it matters in this space quite a bit. Because I don't want people's first impressions to be me having a bit of a breakdown, some shit like that. I don't want that. I don't want that to be their first impression of me. Because the way I see it, it's just not... It's not what I should be doing. So, for that reason, and for the fact that I wasn't very well, I did take the weekend off. Maybe I could have just took Saturday, but I honestly thought to myself, you know what, no. I will take Sunday as well. And I have sat there today, Sunday, really thinking about, am I completely happy with the creative process? Am I completely happy with how things are at the moment, with how I'm feeling about them? And most importantly, am I happy with what I'm putting out there? I don't know if the answer is yes. If I had to be honest, I don't know if the answer is yes. Because, in one sense, I enjoy playing Total War. I enjoy yammering on. And it's a good background game. But I sometimes wonder if I've let myself become lazy, in a way. And not in, like, a self-critical way, but more in, like, a... Am I happy with what I'm putting out from a creativity standpoint? Am I really utilizing my creativity here, or am I just playing a game for the sake of playing a game? You know? But I'm thinking this week I probably am still going to be playing Total War. But I am looking around a bit. I notice there's an audience drop-off when I'm not playing. So I know there's a few of you who like watching me for Total War, and I appreciate you being there nonetheless. But I have got to think a little bit about, am I happy entirely with it at the minute? Because I found myself getting bored occasionally, and that's the death nail to me of anything like that. It very much is. I'm going to try and see if I can find other things I can mix in. And hopefully you guys will like that too, but I know for some of you, you're there for Total War, and I appreciate you guys still, and you will still get your content for that. That's not going to change anytime soon, but I am going to try and look for things that fill a similar itch for me, because at least till the DLC's out, I'm finding myself very... How to put it? There are so many campaigns I can do, but almost all of them feel exactly the same. Like, if I had to give one serious critique for Total War Warhammer, it's how samey some of the campaigns just feel. There's some campaigns that definitely don't feel samey, but there are so many that feel like it's the same shit. My starting situation's no different. My objectives just deal with my neighbours. Okay. What next? There's no, okay, you have an empire already, but it's falling apart. There's no sudden event that splits your kingdom apart and you've got to try and fit things back together. The most of the endgame events I don't have much interest in. The Wood Elves one I could care less for. Honestly, I think I may disable that going forward. I don't care for it. The Skaven one's okay, but it's not great. The Chaos Dwarf one was a fun one because it had the drills and under the fast travel method to the map. That was cool. I want them to bring back the Chaos Invasion. And you know what? The portals from Realms of Chaos? Yeah, bring them back. Let us close them, obviously, but bring them back. Let us go and seal the rift. Hell, give us a... Let's go back to the Realm of Chaos. To, you know, fight a champion of each of the gods and maybe have that fight with Be'lakor or something to end the Chaos Invasions. Just shut all the portals for good. And, you know, maybe that causes chaos to just fade off from the map. And the post-chaos world is basically much like the demonic factions and the Warriors of Chaos just disappearing. And so you just got Norska there. You know, it's a wild idea, but I mean, maybe I'll look at modding it, perhaps? Maybe that might reinvigorate me a bit, mods. I think it's just a bit of burnout as well. I've been playing a lot, And obviously, bear in mind, I've been playing Total War Warhammer now since the game came out. I grew up playing Total War Warhammer. So it's been a part of my life for a long time. But I don't know if I entirely feel it all the time, you know? So I want to find something else that scratches that itch. I think it'll be good for me, and I think it'll be good for us, personally. So that's one thing. That's one thing I want to do. Another thing I think would be quite nice is to loop in a little bit more of the stuff I do for tabletop RPGs. I like running campaigns. I like creating worlds. So maybe a world build, like maybe like I'm thinking ideas here, and please feel free to let me know if any of these catch your eye. But I mean, would you like a stream where we just bullshit and talk about character concepts for different systems and settings, world creation, you know, for a setting? Maybe we sit down and, you know, talk. Maybe I just talk about DMing for an hour or two. You know, could be a video. Honestly, I've done it before, but could be just full on stream, and then I make some vids from that stream. You know, for people who missed the stream. Could that be of interest to you? You know, would you like, you know, me to talk about that a little bit? You know, maybe give some tips from my own experience of DMing. You know, I've done it for a while, since 2019. I mean, that's what, 6 years? 6 years of DMing? At least 7 years of DMing? So, I'm doing it for a while. I know some things. So, these are some ideas I've had. Obviously, painting. Definitely want to do a bit more of that. Obviously, I've got it in the background here, but I very much considered doing some more on stream. Because I know some of you guys liked me doing that. I know some of you guys on the YouTube side actually found me through doing that. So, needless to say, my apologies for how long it's been since a painting stream. Maybe we could do a bit more. Maybe. Like I said, I've been painting up some Chaos Knights, but maybe I start digging through my Death Guard that's not built. You know? Maybe I'll start putting them together. Maybe I actually make that Death Guard army finally. Got some of it painted. Just needs a HQ. I mean, I guess what a sorcerer I could utilize, but proper, like, general HQ character would be interesting. Some Maces, perhaps. Bloat drone or two. And, you know, maybe get like a heresy era, definitely heresy era vehicles for the army, right? But then Nurgle them up. I mean, I want to Nurgle up a Knight Lancer for my House Herpicrax army. I'm handing out my head. Got a general list I want. That'll be a slow burn to build together. But stuff like that, you know? Make some dents, make some holes in them, add some tentacles and other bloats and oils and other things, you know? Just to really make them all nurgly. You know, quite fun. But that's a little thing I've been thinking. It's a little thing I've been pondering on. So, hopefully some of that sounds of interest to you. I've been very torn. On some of the stuff. I also want to try and get some stuff for you guys, something you can use maybe. Be it like a free wallpaper. It'd be free stuff. I have no plans currently for paid merch. How to say? I don't know if I've earned the right to ask that of you. I could be wrong, but I don't feel like I've earned the right to ask that of you yet. I think the fact you're here watching me, and some of you even sub, that feels like a lot, and I don't feel comfortable asking any more of you. It would feel wrong of me to say, hey, here's merch. It's like, well, I don't think I have the right to ask you for that money for merch. I don't know. I know some of you said you'd buy it, but it just... I guess I just don't want it to feel like I'm taking advantage, you know what I mean? I don't want that for us. I don't want that kind of relationship for us. It just wouldn't feel right, you know? I feel very privileged to have any form of audience at all, considering I never expected anything, ever. Still don't expect much myself, but... I have hopes and dreams, but I don't know if it'll ever come to fruition. But, hey. As long as I keep trying, right? As long as I keep trying. I haven't given up, so... And, yeah, so this weekend for me, this week, I guess, has been rough in places, but... And I'm sorry this feels like it's every other week, I'm having a rough week, I'm in a good week, and it's just back and forth, back and forth. I realise it's not what you want to hear, you know, but I haven't given up, I haven't stopped, I've just hit pause. And it's not really a pause, it's more a... I've paused one part of it, but I've not stopped. I've not stopped thinking, I've not stopped having ideas, I've just slowed down a little bit and allowed myself a second to breathe, honestly. For the first time in ages. But now that I've breathed, had a moment, I've realised a few things. So yeah, I only ask you bear with me a little bit. I'll be back Thursday, so I should be all good for then. But please do take good care of yourselves. Trust me, I know what happens when you don't. And hope you're all feeling okay, or if you're not, hope you will be feeling okay soon. As for me, I'm going to edit this video up, and then maybe do some painting, maybe yap, I don't know. Don't fully know. But I wanted to make sure this video was done, and the schedule was done. And I'll try and get some planning done for the next session too. Voice in the Dark, which is going to be happening this coming week, so I do hope you're enjoying that. I've had some difficulties on my end with bits and bobs with it, but I think I know what I want to do and where I want it to go. So, yeah. Anyway, thank you for giving me a bit of your time, Sinners. I do hope you have a wonderful day from here on. And I hope to see you all on Thursday. I'll be hopefully in a better way by then. I should be. So, hopefully we've all had a good week by then. But till then, ta-ta for now.